Minimum wage increases don't fix the real issue. The real issue is rising costs, because raising minimum wage forces businesses to raise their wages, which raises prices, which cancels out the benefit. I was asked, if everything costs 5 cents, would you need a higher wage? The logical answer is no, because 5 cents is not a lot. You'll be just fine. Labor is one of the largest expenses in most businesses, but it's not the only factor. Because of the other factors, for most businesses, profits are thin. So because every business faces the same increased cost, the entire economy will shift upward. That will push the cost of living back up, and then we'll be having this minimum wage conversation all over again. The only benefit here is that in this very short-term window, workers are going to benefit. Here's 10 costs of doing business. Now, I won't say these are the only ones, but if we're going to find a solution to you being more comfortable and having a living wage, it's going to be found in here. And I can promise you the answer is not raising minimum wage. Number one, labor costs. Duh. For a lot of businesses, this could be 25 to 50%. Payroll taxes and mandatory burdens, Social Security, Medicare, FUTA tax, SUTA tax, workers' compensation insurance. And for many industries, this can be 5 to 10%. Typically, for every $1 in wage, it's going to be $1.10 to $1.25. Regulatory compliance, OSHA compliance, training requirements, licensing costs, environmental and waste handling rules, and industry-specific regulations. These add expenses that didn't exist decades ago. And I'm not arguing whether they should or should not be there, but I can promise you some of them shouldn't. Commercial insurance inflation, general liability, property insurance, auto insurance, and workers' comp have all risen significantly in the last decade. Supply chain inflation, transportation costs, fuel costs, and raw material costs have driven monetary inflation. When the money supply increases faster than productivity, prices rise. This has happened multiple times in the last decade. I would dare say we should probably look here. Real estate and commercial rent increases. Commercial rents have risen across the U.S. Energy costs, electricity, natural gas, and fuel expenses are major costs to businesses. High demand on scarce labor. When fewer people are willing to work certain jobs, wages rise because businesses must offer more to attract workers. And lastly, public pressure and political policy. Policies that mandate paid sick leave, paid family leave, healthcare requirements, minimum hourly standards. This increases cost per employee. The thing is, when we're financially strapped, we must cut costs to get financially back on track. And we're going to have to go through a season of hard because overspending caused the problem. So for me, the next logical question is, where was the overspending? Listening to Dave Ramsey, when he was in debt and trying to get out of it, he had a conversation with a collector. And Dave told him, unfortunately, you're just not on the list. So when a government overspends a budget deficit, there are only 3 options that exist. This is all factual. This isn't a political left or right. It's just facts. 1, cut spending. 2, raise revenue taxes. Or 3, borrow, increase debt. The U.S. has primarily chosen 2 and 3. Economically, this mirrors a household refusing to cut lifestyle and instead ask for raising taxes and opening more credit cards, aka federal borrowing. When governments borrow more, inflation increases, cost of goods increase, businesses must raise wages, businesses then raise prices. The cycle repeats. When I make bad decisions financially, I can't keep living the same lifestyle. I have to cut something. I don't get to eat out. I don't get to buy the nicer car. I don't get to stay comfortable. I go through a season of hard. Not because I want to, but because getting back on track requires reversing the behaviors that got me here in the first place. A season of hard and discipline is what creates stability again. The lesson I've learned: when I want everything, I get nothing. I have to choose. You can't ask for freedom and independence, but then expect someone to take care of you. You don't get higher than average pay, but then no responsibilities. You don't get to build a big old business without pain of learning and growth. More than anybody, I want life to be comfortable, to be easy. I want to be lazy. I don't want to do anything. But the truth of the matter is, we're focusing on the wrong thing and we're looking in the wrong spot. What I have found to be able to grow, to get to the next level, to be better, the right question is, what do I need to eliminate? It's rarely, what do I need to add? Do I need to cut my fantasy football team, Netflix, to be able to focus more? If I want more money in the bank, do I need to stop buying fun toys and going out to eat? We're all in this together. The data, it's there.